If you want to learn how to build instant rapport with almost anyone, my friend, then today's podcast episode is for you. And by the end of the show, what you're going to have learned is 3 phrases that you can use in your next conversation to build trust. So hey, without further wait, let's get into it. Now, let me set the scene for you. And I know this is going to sound intense, but in a world increasingly shaped by AI, okay? And by the way, I say intense because I sound like that dude in the movies. In a world increasingly shaped by AI. But stay with me, okay? We are struggling with 3 things, okay? 3 things. Automation without intention. Conversations that lack connection and intention, as well as growth at all costs without introspection. And if you look out at the world today, it's a sea of sameness, is it not? It's a sea of sameness. And for me, one way to stand out and really cut through the noise is by learning how to master the art of the spoken word so you can build trusted relationships through having authentic conversations. In a world of keyboard warriors, my friend, if you can harness the power of the spoken word, you're going to be light years ahead of everybody else. So that's the context for today. That is the context for today. And as I said, what I want you to walk away with is 3 phrases that you can actually use in your next conversation to not only build trust, but develop more intimacy in that relationship and more depth. And I'd say something I'd like you to think about. I sound like my daughter there. Don't like that. Something, okay? Something I'd like you to think about is the following phrase, the following quote, which is actually in my book. It's my own quote, and it's from my book, Inside a Habit 2. The depth of your questions dictates the depth of your relationships. 2 out of these 3 phrases are potent questions you can use in your next conversation. So hey, let's just get straight into it. Phrase number 1 is this. Wow, I've never thought about it that way before. See, when you say this in a genuine manner, what you're actually telling your conversation partner is, hey, I've entered this conversation with an open mindset. I want to learn from you and I want to learn new things. I am committed to being a work in progress versus entering a conversation with a closed mindset, rejecting new ideas, and ultimately leading with ego. We want to show a high level of openness. Not only do we become more likable, but you increase the psychological safety in that relationship and you allow the truth in that conversation to really surface. A powerful, powerful phrase. And by the way, mix it up. I don't need you to follow that phrase word by word, but mix it up and find the language that suits your energy. For me, wow. I've never thought about it that way before. That's something that works for me, my energy and personality, but now find a phrase that suits you, but signals openness. That's the key. You've got to signal openness, my friend. Phrase number 2. This is a question. This is a powerful question. How do you feel about that? Here's why that's so powerful. See, when somebody is talking about their day, week, or month, they can often list the series of events like a grocery list. And often that can leave them forgetting to acknowledge the feelings and emotions that come with those events. What you're allowing that person to do, what you're allowing your conversation partner to do, is open up about how they felt in that moment. That is vulnerability. Somebody opening up to you about something that they haven't told anybody else, yes, there's vulnerability in that. But if they're just listing what occurred, The next layer deeper is them telling you how they felt about it. That is real vulnerability. And that's what you're trying to extract in an organic and ethical way in that moment. So if somebody's talking about them being passed up for the promotion, you could say, how do you feel about that? And they may go, oh, I feel great. I feel great. I finally realized that, wow, I need to leave this business because I just don't feel valued. I'm so glad this happened. I finally realized that everything is happening for me versus to me. Whilst you would have assumed that it's a bad thing, right? Now you're getting to the heart of their truth. And the vulnerability is them being like, wow, I'm actually experiencing joy when I thought I would be experiencing hurt. You see what I mean? You're going to receive the truth, but also maybe something you didn't expect. Phrase 3. This is my favorite. Okay, this phrase is my favorite. And actually, it's a question. If money, time, and energy weren't an issue, what would you be doing for work? Now, here's the cool thing. When you ask somebody this question with intention and in the right context and at the right time, it will have them reflect. It will have them enter reflection mode, but it also, this is the cool thing, it will have them think about if their current behavior is congruent with their true desires. It will have them think about if their current actions are in alignment with their dreams. And also, it will have them share their true desires and dreams with you, which is incredible. Which is just incredible because you get to know that person on a personal level and what's actually important to them, which gifts you the opportunity in future conversations to care about what they care about and be interested in what they are emotionally invested in, which is my definition of empathy, which I talk about in my book, Relationship Currency. Now, you have to use this question with intention. And I'll tell you why. You can't go to a networking event and within the first 30 seconds say, oh, James, nice to meet you. Quick question. If money, time, and energy weren't an issue, what would you be doing for work? Right? It's too much, too soon. It's creepy. It's weird. Don't do that, my friend. Okay? Don't do that. You've got to use this question at the right time and in the right moment. So, hey, 3 phrases for your next conversation. Pick one. Just pick one that you'd like to use and watch the magic unfold, my friend. Now, we're speaking a lot about how to build a powerful relationship with others. But what I really believe is before we do that, we need to learn how to build a powerful relationship with ourselves. And there's several ways you can do that. For example, with phrase 3, if money, time, and energy weren't an issue, what would you be doing for work? You can ask that question to yourself, right? You can ask that question to yourself to really get to know yourself better. To build on that, something else you can do is take a look at the stories that you are telling yourself, which have been a launch pad for all of your behaviors and thus habits, which are creating the results which form your current reality. And that sounds like a lot. And if you want to learn how to do that better, then that is something I talk about in habit 1 of my book, Relationship Currency, Transform Your Internal Story. So if this excites you, the idea of building a more intimate relationship with yourself, then head on down to the link in the description where you can buy my new book, which is out, people. As of 4th of November, this book has been released into the world. You can grab it anywhere you buy books, Audible, ebook, hardback, all that good stuff. Click the link in the description, make a purchase, read it, and let me know what connected with you the most. And hey, I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Peace.